well, although we're fast running out of time, because this first segment we have to give a good 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes for Q&A from our listeners. When you hear the term or the allegation of Christian genocide from the United States, President Trump, Ted Cruz, etc., etc., what were your thoughts? And indeed, do you agree with them?
Because you are running out of time, I will save you and just go to the basic. One, I've listened to the other speakers. I've listened to the arguments they bring. I am not speaking from research or whatever. I'm speaking as a victim. I'm speaking as the pastor who buried the almost 2,000 people in 2000 in Kaduna. Quote me, my name is Reverend Hayab. I'm speaking as the pastor who also did the mass burial of the over 300 people of the Miss World Beauty pageant on the 23rd of November 2002. I'm also the pastor who came out publicly to denounce the Danish cartoon in 2006, but it later leads to the death of Christians in Maiduguri and death of Christians in Bauchi. So I have been around and I think I know this story. Listening, we are coining it into the politics of America as if we are not in Nigeria. And someone is saying that athletic was used. Sincerely speaking, there has been killings of Christians in northern Nigeria before even the advent of Boko Haram. I was in Kano. I just left Kano with 1 week, and the killing of the visit of Reabonke happened. People were caught. It's a different thing that you are shot to death. It's something else that you are caught to pieces, caught by the neck, caught hacked to death. I saw these cops. I had to run back. My pastor asked me, "Why did you come back?" I said, "No, I just left for Kaduna 1 week, and then I heard what happened to my people in places in Kano. I just came back." So it is something that has.
Sorry, sir, if I interrupt you. What year are we talking about?
I'm taking you back.
Okay.
To tell you that I was available when the Bonke crisis happened in Kano. I was also there, not only there, but buried the mass people that were buried in 2000. I also buried the mass people that were buried in 2002. Then fast forward to 2006, I said I was the pastor who first came out to condemn the Danish cartoon because I knew what was going to follow. But despite that effort, Christians were killed in Maiduguri, Christians were killed in Bauchi for an offense they had no problem about. They knew nothing about. If I just move backward, what happened in 2002? Many Christians in northern Nigeria, including Kaduna, don't even know the lady who wrote the article. But they ended up having their churches burned. They ended up having their pastors killed. They ended up having precisely the Sunday before that violence. I had a guest preacher in my church, Reverend Nee preached in my church at Rahama English Baptist Church. You can Google it. I remember when you could Google that. And just a day after that, that man was burnt. His corpse was like that of a small baby. So when you put together all this, in Maiduguri in 2009, when Boko Haram started, they were never attacking Muslims. They actually went for the church because they said we are infidel. One among the early pastors that was killed was Pastor Oji. Pastor Oji was killed. When he saw he was going to die, he simply said, "Go and tell my brothers I die well." Pastor Osonibon was also Sylvester Osonibon, because I traveled with the corpse to Ekot Ipene, and then Pastor Yakubu Bitrus, whose brother was then the medical director of the General Hospital in Maiduguri. So I got involved in these things more than the hair story. The Christian North have suffered killing. The Christian North have suffered so much in this thing that today culminates into genocide, as it has been called. So for anybody to say it does not exist and is bringing story of Boko Haram or recent happenings of bandits may not understand, because I followed the conversation. Nobody is saying that the Christian North was just killed in 2002 or they were just killed in 2019. There has been a history. There has been certain pattern. There has been certain developments. But let me come back to the last 6 years. I am this same pastor who came out severally on this medium and other medium to cry when I was burying 30, 20, 40, and many other numbers. And why were those people killed? The story they always want to tell us that no, it is a farmer's herders. I'm above 56. I know the difference between a farmer's and herders conflict, and I know the difference between someone coming to exterminate or eliminate a certain group of people. Because farmers, as we knew, simply had little misunderstanding with herders, and the herders will come either to the police station or to the traditional ruler or community leader, and such issue will be discussed, and they will now ask for reconciliation and possibly ask for little payment of damages. But we have a situation where innocent women are sleeping in their sleep with their children, with their husband, and people will come to their community, chant religious slogans, set their houses ablaze, shoot them and cut off their necks, and do not stop there, also burnt their religious places. And you still want me to say, no, it is just a communal clash, because that's the kind of, farmers had that clashes. And that's why today we are hiding under those things to argue about that. I looked at the issue of statistics and I just wonder, if you sit there, just Google, you will see in the Wikipedia, the number of churches that document is giving you, that the churches in Nigeria are just 16,000 something. And you and I know that is not true. I am a pastor of the Baptist Church. The Nigerian Baptist Convention, just Nigerian Baptist Convention, we have over 11,200 registered churches. We never bring Redeem into it. You never bring Anglican into it. No Catholic into it. No Methodist into it. No Living Faith into it. So some documents and figures that we have been seeing are quite interesting, but just tell us that there is even to us a conspiracy of silence or a conspiracy of twisting a situation. I see what is happening as an opportunity for us to stop the killing of our fellow citizens just because of their identity. You just talk about killing. My daughter got a score of 268 hijab. She was not given admission in ABU. I had to go and fight. I told them, if you had even given her physics, I wouldn't have a problem. But to say she wasn't given admission, and I can see others who had 198, 202 given admission, what was her sin? Her name. My wife, the mother of my 6 children, went to receive an indigent form in a local government, in Kaduna, not local government. The lady who was in charge of that document is from Borno, but she sits in Kaduna to pretend. She gave her a settler certificate.
Hello, CCOD.
Yes, go ahead. Your name, please.
This is Remy from Makoka.
Go ahead, Remy.
How many people need to be killed in a faith for it to be called genocide? It's like there's a certain number that must, a certain amount of people must be killed before we can call it genocide.
Thank you very much. Okay, right. So we've got a couple of minutes before we go to the break on the hour, although I'm trying to get out of that. Who wants to take the first question? Rev, you are talking. Would you like to take that, sir?
Yeah, I was talking when the line went off. You know, I'm in a remote area.
Yes, of course, of course. No, thank you.
I think the question about calling other people RNA is one of those errors, and it's what we've been carrying, one of the cross we've been carrying for a very long time. That's why sometimes when we listen to some of this conversation, we wonder. The pains we go through from words, from action, from attitude are far, far, far more painful than even the number of deaths. And the last caller actually asked a very key question. What constitutes genocide? And when you look at the definition of genocide, there is nothing in the definition of genocide that has not happened to the Christian North. Are you talking about taking our children? Up to this hour I'm speaking to you, in so many houses of traditional rulers in northern Nigeria, Christian girls are being taken, forcefully given to marriage. The father and the innocent mother will just sit down and the court will call them to come and answer that their daughter is no longer their daughter. She's now somebody's ex-daughter and he has given her to marriage. We've cried out in this country. If someone says he does not know this, then I'm surprised. We've gone to government. There's nothing to be done. If you resort to violence, we know the result of violence. When you go to the law, you don't get the law. I believe these are the accumulations of the crime, killings, maltreatment, abuse, that has led to where we are today, not because of an agenda that we are trying to twist the story. Because let's be honest of the fact, if we don't know the sickness and don't treat the sickness, we won't get out of this. We'll all be in this together.